You think the rat race is about not having enough money, that if you just earned more, saved more, invested smarter, you'd finally be free. But here's the truth they don't tell you. Some of the wealthiest people you know are still in the race. Still stressed, still trapped, still running. Because the rat race was never about the size of your bank account. It was about who controls your time, your decisions, and your attention. And by the end of this video, you'll see exactly how the system is designed to keep you running, even when you think you've escaped. Let's start with something most people get completely backwards. The income trap. Everyone thinks escape velocity is a number. Hit 6 figures, then multiple 6 figures, then 7. But here's what actually happens. Your expenses rise, your lifestyle inflates, your social circle changes. Now you're around people spending more, expecting more, judging more. You upgrade the car because you've earned it. You move to the better neighborhood because it's an investment. You pay for the private school because you want the best for your kids. And suddenly you're making triple what you used to, and you're more trapped than ever. This isn't about discipline. It's about design. The system doesn't want you to escape at a certain income level. It wants you to believe income is the escape mechanism, so you never look at the actual lock on the cage. That lock, it's control. You don't control your calendar. Your boss does, your clients do, your investors do. You don't control your location. The office does, the commute does, the time zone of the person who signs your checks does. You don't even control your attention anymore. Email does, Slack does, the phone in your pocket that trains you to respond within minutes or feel guilty. Money without control isn't freedom. It's just a nicer prison with better furniture. The 4-hour work week, there's this fantasy sold to people that you can outsource your way to freedom, hire a VA, automate the business, build passive income streams. And some people do. They escape the 9 to 5. But then they discover something horrifying. They've built a machine that owns them differently. Now they're managing contractors across 4 time zones, troubleshooting tech that breaks at 2 a.m., obsessively checking revenue dashboards because one bad week means the whole thing collapses. They traded one form of control for another. Because here's the deeper problem. We're taught that freedom means not working. But that's a retirement home fantasy. Freedom isn't the absence of work, it's the presence of choice. The question isn't how do I stop working? The question is, who decides what I work on, when I work on it, and whether I work on it at all? And for most people, even the successful ones, the answer is still someone else. The attention economy has you by the throat. Let's go darker. You think you're selling your time for money, but you're actually selling something far more valuable, your attention. Every job, every business, every opportunity is buying your focus. And focus is finite. You get maybe 4, maybe 5 deep hours a day. If you're lucky, the rest is maintenance. Meetings, messages, mental overhead, those 4 hours, that's your life. That's where the novel gets written, where the business pivot happens, where you actually think. And the entire economy is designed to steal those hours from you, not through force, through guilt, through urgency, through the idea that responsive equals professional, that availability equals value. Here's what nobody tells you. The people who've actually escaped don't answer faster. They answer slower, or not at all, because they've realized the game. Every notification is someone else's agenda trying to become your priority. Every quick question is a bid for your cognitive resources. Every just checking in is a test of whether you'll surrender the one thing that actually matters, your ability to decide what matters. If this is the first time you're hearing this side of the story, you'll want to subscribe, because I break down what they never teach you about money, freedom, and how the system really works. The real divide isn't rich versus poor. Here's where it gets interesting. The real class divide in modern society isn't between those who have money and those who don't. It's between those who control their schedule and those who don't. You can make $40,000 a year as a freelance writer working from a cabin in the woods, starting your day at noon, saying no to clients you don't like, and you're freer than the corporate VP making 300,000 who hasn't taken a real vacation in 6 years. Because freedom isn't about the commas in your bank account, it's about the autonomy in your calendar. The VP can't disappear for a week without panic, can't ignore email for a day, can't say I don't want to do this anymore without triggering a financial collapse. The writer can. That's the difference. That's the real wealth. And the system hates this, because if people realized that control matters more than accumulation, they'd stop playing the game the way it's designed. They'd stop optimizing for salary and start optimizing for sovereignty. But even the truly wealthy, the ones who could retire tomorrow, stay in the race. Why? Because they've outsourced their identity to their position. They don't know who they are without the title, without the deals, without the status. So they keep running, not because they need the money, but because they need the validation. This is the psychological trap that money can't solve. You can have 8 figures in the bank and still be enslaved, not to a boss, but to an image, to a reputation, to the fear of what people will think if you stop. Here's the brutal truth. You haven't escaped the rat race until you can walk away from everything you've built and feel nothing but relief. If the thought of quitting makes you panic, you're still trapped, even if you're rich. The control matrix. 4 levels. Let me break down the actual structure of control, because most people don't even see it. Level 1, control of time. Someone else decides when you work. That's the default trap. 9 to 5, shifts, meetings you can't skip. Level 2, control of location. Someone else decides where you work. The office, the city, the country. Level 3, control of method. Someone else decides how you work. The processes, the tools, the approval chains. Level 4, control of purpose. Someone else decides why you work, their mission, their vision, their definition of success. Most people fight to escape level 1 and think they've won. They go remote, flexible hours, freelance, but they're still trapped at levels 2, 3, and 4. They're still building someone else's dream on someone else's timeline using someone else's playbook. True freedom is controlling all 4, and almost nobody does. The sabbatical test. Here's how you know if you've actually escaped. Can you take 6 months off without catastrophic consequences? Not a vacation. A sabbatical. 6 months where you do nothing income producing and the world doesn't end. If the answer is no, if 6 months off means financial ruin, business collapse, or career death, you're not free. You're just self-employed. And self-employment without autonomy is the worst of both worlds. You have all the risk of ownership with none of the freedom. Because real freedom means optionality. It means you can stop, you can pivot, you can disappear and reappear and nothing breaks. Most people never build this. They build dependence and call it success. The dark side of entrepreneurship. Let's talk about the entrepreneur trap, because this one destroys people. You start a business to escape the system, to control your destiny, to build wealth on your terms. And for a while it works. You're energized, you're in control, you're making decisions. Then the business grows. Now you have employees, overhead, obligations, investors maybe, and suddenly you realize you don't own the business, that the business owns you. You can't pivot because 12 people depend on their paychecks. You can't experiment because the margins are too thin. You can't take risks because the consequences ripple beyond you. You've created a beautiful, profitable prison, and you're the warden and the inmate. This is why so many successful entrepreneurs are miserable. They escaped employment only to create something that employs them more ruthlessly than any boss ever did. Because a boss you can quit. A business you built, that's your identity, your reputation, your legacy. Walking away feels like failure. So you don't. You stay, you optimize, you suffer quietly behind the revenue charts. What actually works? The 3 pillars. So what actually gets you out? Not what they sell you, not what sounds good in a LinkedIn post. Here's what actually works. Pillar 1, eliminate before you automate. Don't optimize the system. Destroy 90% of it. Most of what you do doesn't matter. Most of what feels urgent is just other people's anxiety projected onto you. Cut ruthlessly. Say no reflexively. Disappoint people strategically. Pillar 2. Build cash reserves that buy time. Not wealth, enough runway that you can make decisions based on what you want, not what you need. This isn't about retirement. This is about having the option to walk away from anything that violates your autonomy. Pillar 3. Construct identity outside achievement. This is the hardest one. Figure out who you are when you're not producing, when you're not winning, when you're not performing. Because if your identity depends on external validation, you'll never stop running. You'll just run toward prettier medals. The uncomfortable truth about freedom, here's what nobody wants to hear. Freedom is terrifying. Most people don't actually want it. They want the idea of it, the fantasy, the Instagram version where you're on a beach with a laptop pretending to work. But real freedom? That's existential. That's waking up and realizing nobody cares what you do today. Nobody's checking. Nobody's measuring. Nobody's validating. And for people who've spent their entire lives in systems designed around external validation, school grades, job titles, salary bumps, social proof, that void is unbearable. So they recreate the cage, they build new systems, new metrics, new ways to measure and compare and prove. Because the rat race isn't just a system imposed on you. It's a system you impose on yourself to avoid the much harder question, what do I actually want to do with this one unrepeatable life? The final trap, waiting for permission. The last thing keeping you trapped is this. You're waiting for conditions to be perfect. Waiting until you have enough saved, enough proof, enough security. Waiting until the kids are older, the debt is paid, the market stabilizes. Waiting for permission from the universe to finally take control. But here's the truth. The system will never give you permission to leave. It needs you too much. Your boss needs your output. Your clients need your reliability. Your family needs your stability. The economy needs your consumption. Nobody benefits from your freedom except you. So you have to take it. Not violently, not recklessly, but deliberately. One boundary at a time, one no at a time, one reclaimed hour at a time. Start with your calendar, block time that's non-negotiable, not for productivity, for sovereignty. Then your attention. Turn off the notifications, check email twice a day, let people wait. Then your obligations, audit everything, every commitment, every subscription, every relationship that drains more than it gives. Cut until you feel space. Then protect that space like your life depends on it, because it does. This isn't about quitting your job tomorrow. It's about designing a life where quitting becomes an option, not a fantasy. The rat race isn't about money. It never was. It's about whether you control your time or your time controls you, and the only way out is to stop running toward more and start building toward less. Less noise, less obligation, less dependence on systems that don't serve you. Freedom isn't a destination. It's a daily practice of choosing yourself over the machinery designed to consume you. Now go build it.